What is Garganasaurus? Garganasaurus is quite possibly one of your coworkers and a fellow Toastmaster. The name originated several years back while playing on the AG softball league. Today, this Garganasaurus host describes some characteristics that make her unique in this wonderful world. Garganasaurus, Kelly Cal, whatever you call her. Her hope is that one day you will also call her a CC, a CL, and most importantly, a friend. Welcome to the lectern, Kelly.
What is a Garganasaurus? What's a Garganasaurus? A Garganasaurus, fellow Toastmasters, is me, Kelly Ann Elizabeth Gargasz. And I hope that come the end of this icebreaker speech today, you will also know that a Garganasaurus is one that overcomes challenges, is caring and compassionate towards others, and upholds a positive mentality at all times, or attempts to. While recently unpacking from a move, I found this t-shirt, and it made me reflect on, number one, how I received this t-shirt, and number two, how I received the nickname Garganasaurus. So I started working with American Greetings about 10 years ago, and for the first 4 years, I was part of the field. So I worked at a Carlton retail store. I was also the area supervisor. So when I relocated back to Cleveland, which is where I was born and raised, I started working at World Headquarters. And while being at World Headquarters, I realized I knew absolutely nobody inside the building. So I challenged myself to go outside my comfort zone and to make friends. So as I was attempting to make friends in World Headquarters, I was asked if I wanted to join the AG Softball League. And without hesitation, I immediately committed wholeheartedly without having an ounce of knowledge about the sport. So this was my first challenge, not only making new friends, but also challenging myself to learn a sport I had never played. I ended up playing about 3 years of softball. I made great friends, which I'm still in contact with today. And I ended up moving from being a catcher to playing left field. So if anybody knows anything about softball or baseball, it's quite an accomplishment. So I consider that complete. I also have challenged myself to overcome my fear of heights. So what better way to overcome your fear of heights than to go skydiving? So I've been skydiving twice in my life, and the second time I went skydiving, which was also my last, my parachute did not open. So, long story short, the parachute did not open, the reserve parachute did not fully deploy, and I crash landed with my instructor on the ground hyperventilating. Everyone was okay, but I realized at that very moment that I was over my fear of heights. So, I also challenged myself to overcome my fear of water, which is actually worse than my fear of heights. So a few years back, I actually went whitewater rafting. Although I didn't have a near-death experience with whitewater rafting, I did think I was going to die on several different occasions, but I made it through, and I checked that off my list. Also, I continually challenge myself on overcoming my fear of speaking in public, which I think most of you can relate. I grew up being extremely, extremely shy, and I still today have a tendency to revert back to my shyness, even though I'm an extreme extrovert. In a typical school day, growing up in elementary school and high school, I don't think I said more than a dozen words in a day. So I'm constantly challenging myself to step outside of my comfort zone, hence the reason why I joined AG Toastmasters, and thank you for voting me in. I also hope that you find Garganasaurus to be one that is caring and compassionate towards others. I spend a lot of my time volunteering through different organizations, whether it's working with my parish and cooking and serving meals to local homeless people, or working with the American Cancer Society via the Relay for Life event or Strides. I spent almost the past decade having a team for Relay for Life with a bunch of friends from college and AG coworkers today. And over the years, we've raised tens of thousands of dollars to donate to the American Cancer Society. which is very near and dear to my heart, considering currently I have a father and grandmother battling disease. And last but not least, I hope you find Garganasaurus to be one that attempts to uphold a positive attitude at all times. I live with the mentality that if you think negative thoughts, you draw negative events to happen to yourself. So when life hands me lemons, I make the sweetest lemonade I know possible. So I attempt to withhold a positive attitude at all times. So when all said and done, I hope that you agree that a Garganasaurus would be one that overcomes challenges or challenges herself to meet her fears head on, who is caring and compassionate towards others and loves to help people in need, and is one that is very positive and uplifting. And I hope that you're excited to be around when all is said and done. So the next time you hear the term Garganasaurus in conversation, don't think about a dinosaur, think about me.